Hi, this is Attila16 and this is a replay of Wargame European Escalation. Now in this game I'm actually Russian, so right here I'm going in the center, and also it seems on the left side as well, at least as a recon. Now I have a Cynical Moose which is going left side and Bubblewolf which is going right side. Now this map is very open in terms of ground, so Bubblewolf is using some missile units here, leading the way. And in my case I'm going in the center, and I chose an approach where I use a lot of light vehicle, which is a risky choice. Actually, you can see lots of anti-air here. A couple of advanced vehicle here, BMPs. BMPs are transporting some troops. And yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. Now let's see what's happening here. Now the enemies, they are sending a lot of vehicle on that side. Seem to be these are actually very good tanks. Good range because they have missile, and they can take a lot of punishment. It's an MBT-70. They actually have 8 of them, which is quite a lot. Also many pattern, which are also pretty good. They have good armor, so they can sustain some punishment. Now in the center, what I'm doing here is I'm deploying all around, and since I have no idea where they are coming from, because let's check the view. As you can see here, we don't really see them, so at that point we had no idea where they were. We only knew that there was a chopper over there, but now the enemy decided to move with many choppers. And they make a landing here, and if you check the composition of all the troops in there, it's all ranged missile units. So they are firing on my Kamaz, which are very cheap units, so I did not mind much. At the same time, my Kamaz did not have the firepower necessary to kill many enemy choppers. But they did manage to shut down 2 Chinook, which are pretty expensive. And also the fact that the enemy is firing that many missiles on my Kamaz is a very good thing for me, because missiles are expensive, well, expensive in resupply, while the Kamaz are very cheap. They barely cost anything. So each time the enemy will fire a missile at me, that will be great, because it will reduce significantly their capacity to maintain contact with me. At the same time, it did not cost me much. At the same time, when you look at here, I have a few BMPs as well as some UAZ which have anti-tank. But the problem with BMP and UAZ with the SPG-9 is that against such heavy armor, I just don't do much damage. So that's why I was saying that having light vehicle is a bit of a risk, because when you end up facing such heavy vehicle, it's very difficult. At the same time, here I had a few light choppers, which did not last long, because another characteristic of the MBT-70 is that they have an autocannon, which make them good as well against choppers. That's why these tanks are actually very good, because you can fire missile, you can fire machine gun against infantry, and autocannon. So this is truly the whole package of everything you might need. At the same time, they have a long range, so that meant that they were able to shoot at my troops even from afar with good precision. So it totally took me by surprise with those MBT. And even though I had military troops all around, I was not able to defeat so many enemy tanks. You can see that I did destroy a few, but I think it was mostly because they had to turn toward here to shoot my troops. And during that time, my troops that were on that side had a good angle to destroy them. On that side, there seemed to be some long-range exchange here. Forest is burning, which is an indication of artillery, potentially. While here, let's see what's happening. Some recon exchange on that side, which did not go well. It seemed to have destroyed a gazelle, but that's not particularly meaningful. In the center, I really had a lot of trouble to defeat all those tanks. On the other hand, I had the advantage of being in the wood, which allowed me to fire on the enemy from afar without much risk. I also brought some choppers to engage the enemy, which did manage to destroy one pattern. But at the same time, the Mi-24D is not particularly amazing as a anti-tank, even though it's not really designed for that. And now you can see that the MBT are actually shooting very effectively against my Mi-24. Fortunately, I didn't manage to keep one. While on that side, my troops are engaging those heavy tank. But if we check the condition of those heavy tank, it's like I hit them and it does nothing. Same here. They are unscratched, literally. Even though I do have some anti-tank. But the thing is that right now it's mostly my Kamaz which are shooting those tanks, and Kamaz use anti-air guns which don't have much armor-piercing power. They are mostly a kind of a distraction, really. At the same time, the chopper that I did recover, or that did survive, is shooting on the MBT from afar. It's actually destroying them, or was that an anti-air? I think that was an actual MBT that the chopper destroyed. But once again, they are able to hit my chopper and destroy it. At the same time here, I have some BMPs which have missiles, but they don't have that many of them. At the same time, the enemy keep a supply truck nearby to resupply his troops. Actually, he doesn't have them yet. It's just that he's bringing them. Now, one thing which is interesting is the fact that I actually did sneak a few troops here. And as a result of this, we did destroy a few enemy choppers, which was a good hit, and a few enemy reinforcements. We did capture a few supplies. While here, Bob Wolf is receiving an attack of enemy tank, which is a kind of a mistake because the enemy did send their vehicle to attack a pretty well defended forest. And here there was some rifle squad which destroyed the enemy tank at close range. Now, at the same time, while they were getting on over there against Bob Wolf troops, I had one BMP, which was the troop transport actually, that brought the infantry over there, sneaking behind and hunting down the enemy command vehicle. As a result of this the enemy decided to pull back their MBT-70. But they met some resistance in my infantry here. That was actually holding the town, and they received some heavy damage from rocket launcher. At the same time, I had my UAZs, which were in the forest, that took a few shots at the enemy tank on the flank, and that did not damage them, but I'm sure it persuaded the enemy to just proceed with the movement. As a result of the movement into town, my infantry could not engage the enemy, so I did not manage to destroy more MBT-70. While here our artillery was bombarding the command vehicle in the forest as well, and as a result of this, we did manage to destroy a few infantry units. It was very good because these infantry units were actual missile launcher. I had some gunship here, some more Mi-24D that I used to chase down the enemy command vehicle. And the enemy, knowing that, sent his MBT-70 to intercept my choppers. As you can see, they do manage to scare my chopper away a little, but I'm continuing my movement just to be able to destroy this. Now at the same time, the cannon, which is a Yak-B, did not do much damage quickly enough, so that vehicle managed to get close to the wood, and it forced my choppers to expose themselves to the enemy fire further. And let's see. Okay, now they should finish off that command vehicle. While here, we actually have a movement of unarmed vehicle and some infantry. It was a mistake to disembark them so early. And you can see that those MBT-70 are really chasing down chopper effectively. It's like better than anti-air. Well, on that side, there's not much going on. A few exchange of fire and that's it. But most of the fight you see now is mostly caused, well, the result of these MBT-70. They are really what, well, they are the main threat right now for my team, and we need to dispose of them. And actually, one of them is very damaged. At the same time, the problem we have is that I don't really have any good troops to send against them. And hopefully, let's see what's their supply. Yeah, they are getting low in supply, which is a good part. They're running out of fuel. They also have less missile, much less. Yeah, okay, they can still use a lot of autocannon rounds. Now some action is developing on the right side of the front. Some artillery is shooting on our infantry, which is concealed in the wood. Now the bad reaction that Nicol Moose had was that he advanced his infantry, and while he should have pulled it back. And that was a mistake, because what it meant is that his infantry will be exposed. Now while here the MBT-70 are finally taken care of, nearly, because they are out of fuel and they were getting shot at from all directions, which was great. At the same time, there was some resupply coming their way. You can see that we even had artillery shooting on those tank. And as a result, we captured the supply since there was no other friendly troops. So that meant that it was a good thing for us. Well, here some action going on. Let's see what kind of enemy we're facing. Some Bradley tank. Are they the recon version? No, they're not. The Bradley is kind of expensive, and it can fire missile and has an auto cannon, which make them pretty good against infantry and air and long range engagement against tank. But at the same time, it's not the most effective troops to attack a forest. At the same time, in the forest there's a few missile launcher units, whether it's infantry or some anti-tank specific vehicle. Our artillery is actually bombarding the attacking units, and you can see that they are even using a few air units, which are getting destroyed. But yeah, it's always very difficult to attack a forest, and the fact that a fire is starting has an impact, a moral impact on our troops. Well, here there's a few Delta Force, which is proving to be a pain for my choppers, which are panicked, and there's even a few choppers that were destroyed by those Delta Force. Fortunately, they were light choppers. I can see that there's some artillery falling all over the place. And the enemy has reached the border of the forest, although we still have some troops in the forest. Now, as long as you have your troops in the forest, especially if it's infantry, you will have an advantage in the fight. At the same time, here we have some Abrams which are attacking us, and these are similar to the MBT-70 in terms of firepower, but they are a little more accurate, I believe, and they don't have missile, which I think make them a little less attractive, but at the same time still a pretty heavy tank and very dangerous. Now you can see that we lost all our troops there. We only have a few infantry remaining here, which are engaging a Bradley without much effect. Alright, well, here I seem to be chasing some chopper. Yeah, I did destroy a Chinook. Probably was a resupply Chinook. And what else is going on this map? Now the thing is that the enemy did not protect much their command vehicles, so we could have destroyed them much faster, but it's just that we did not knew that they did not have any troops there. And on that side, the enemy was actually attacking a forest which was empty. They were taking those troops were still in there, but I had moved them elsewhere. So they were bombarding a forest uselessly. Actually, do I see them? Yeah, I did see them, and I probably laughed a little. Okay, well, here you see a bunch of Leopard tank, but it was too late to change anything. That ended up to be a draw, but we had a few points ahead, and that was a really close battle. So I hope you enjoyed that one. And if you have questions and if you like the video, feel free to check my next one.